Agora, guys, ainda não é hora do Valorant. Nós vamos fazer esse reactingzinho que é importantíssimo e depois a gente vai para o Vavá, que é o Talkeshi dessa semana. Mano, o Talkeshi dessa semana, nada mais, nada menos que eles dois, KISEE e TRYMBI. Pesado, viu?
Semana decisiva na nossa LTA Sul, em
Pesado.
um dia hoje que vamos ter que falar um pouquinho mais de inglês, afinal de contas, um dos confrontos que temos no final de semana agora é entre Vivo, KEYD Stars e a ISURUS Estral. E no nosso Talkeshi de hoje, a gente vai receber aqui o TRYMBI e também o KISEE, que são dois jogadores gringos, então o Takashão tá com o inglês aí enferrujado, mas a gente daqui pra frente vai se comunicar
Modéstia
com eles.
à parte, ele tem um ótimo inglês.
So guys, first of all, thank you for joining us and congratulations on being like on the top 4 right now. TRYMBI, how are you?
Hello, I'm going good. I'm doing good. Thank you for having me too. And yeah, it's a bit early in the morning, but yeah, hopefully we'll be able to answer you some questions and yeah, give you some content or ideas how things are going.
And KISEE, it's a pleasure. I think it's the first time that I'm speaking with you. And how are you doing as well? I think like the past 2 weeks must be different at least.
Eita.
I'm doing good, man. Just the same old, you know. Just happy to be here and hopefully we can just have a good time.
Okay, guys, I'm going to start with a really easy one. KISEE, if you go back like to the beginning of the second split and you now consider the top 4, it's like you guys, Pen Gaming, Furia, and ISURUS Estral. Do you think there's like any surprise on these top 4 in your opinion? If you go back in the past, would you rather like Red Canids, Loud, Leviathan, something like that to be on these top 4, or you think like it's fair enough, these top 4 right now?
Okay, it depends on how far we go back in the past, right? Like, if we go back to split 1, then it's a different story. But if we're talking about like at the start of the season, I would say this was kind of expected, like with how the training went and just how we perform on stage. But I do think there could have been other contenders like Loud and maybe Red, but I think this 4 and these 4 like kind of makes sense. So.
And TRYMBI, like in general, what do you think about the level of the championship so far? Because KEYD started really well, and then you guys started struggling. Loud, on the beginning, people were like believing that Redbert and Shinny could get Loud better, but so far they are not yet in the championship. What do you think about like the general level of the championship so far?
I would say some teams got for sure better, and as you can see, right, like we got better technically. I mean, of course, comparing it to the winter split, right, we're still not there where we want to be, but yeah, we're trying to get there. I would say, right, like Leviathan went a bit down, right, with them like shockingly getting out so fast, and then like other teams. I mean, for sure, ISURUS at first didn't look so like compelling, you know. It didn't look like they're gonna actually make it that far with like all the like not drama but like changes and everything, but they also had their like I guess internal problems with like people not being like, you know, I think they also got some Miro's side where like I think he couldn't really play League for quite a while, right? So that also didn't help.
O dedo quebrado.
Looking at top 4 now, it was pretty expected to be like this. Of course, you could say that maybe, you know, like Loud could join or like Red, but you can see a clear difference between like the top teams and like the middle pack bottom teams, right? And yeah, even though right now you can say we're the middle pack team for now, we're still there in the top 4, and hopefully we'll be able to make it a little bit better next week.
Yeah, like, and I mean that, TRYMBI, because there was a point on the championship, I think the beginning, the first 2 or 3 weeks, that I saw VKS playing, and for sure for me, you guys were like top 2 or top 3 of the championship, but then suddenly I think the performance were not there on the same spot that was like on the Super Week and the series against like Furia and some others. I mean, you guys started to having like some problems, and I want to know about your perspective, because you are like probably the captain or the team leader, at least from my opinion. When did you started recognizing that the level was kind of being like shaky? When things started going wrong for VKS in your opinion, and what went wrong for VKS on the second split so far?
Yeah, I think we started off pretty well due to the trainings that we had. I think for sure as well some of the NA teams that we got to scrim during the off-season helped a lot. I think that the team kind of got more confidence from those games, and we made sure that we actually like know we can like fight for for to being a contender, to being somebody that can actually win the whole thing. But I would say past 3-4 weeks, outside of the week we just had, I think we had really bad training time. I would say our training overall was just pretty poor, and I think we were getting a lot of bad habits that sadly transitioned into the games into the official games. I think that's why it looked so much as like, I guess, choking to some extent.
Okay.
But I actually think it's just like bad habits, from like everyone, and the fact that our scrims were like not really the result, just the quality from us was like so low that it just transitioned into the games, and it's not that easy to fix, just from day to day. Because if it's been a really bad set of scrims for like 2-3 weeks, it's gonna affect your officials, it's gonna affect your confidence, and I think that's something that we tried to work on for the whole week before the Red Canids games. And even though I think we had a good time fixing some of the problems, of course, at the end of the day, the officials, we still had some of the habits that we shouldn't have, and that's why I think...
Caralho, ele falou benzão, mano. E
And
certinho,
to say
viu?
about like these bad habits that TRYMBI is saying, I think when I saw you playing last year on Academy, on Americas, I put you really high on my tier list from mid lane. But then this year, 2025, I don't see the KISEE that I was seeing on the last year. These bad habits, what your perspective on this, your level, on Vivo KEYD's level in
Takeshi
general?
perguntou bem
Because
isso
I
sem
really think
pesar,
that you
viu?
are really better than you were showing on the past few weeks. You did, this weekend, I think you had a really good series on like Game 4 and Game 3, but especially over this year, I at least don't recognize the same KISEE that I was watching on 2024 as an example.
Perguntou bem? Muito bem. Tá fudido, filho.
Yeah, I can somewhat agree to that. I agree with everything TRYMBI is saying, how the training like affects your performance in stage games a lot. But speaking individually for me, I think compared to last year, like this year, my mental has been as good as you can say. And I've been going through like some personal stuff, but that's no excuse, right? And
Eita, problemas pessoais.
hopefully, I think it's been getting better, at least to say, and yeah, hopefully the old KISEE can come back. But the thing is, the old KISEE was kind of like, he was kind of arrogant and like he was too cocky, right? So like coming into CBLOL, like my whole perspective on the game had to change, because like when I played Academy and like just in OC, the Bakers League, everyone says, but like I was like kind of just breezing, and like I didn't think much about the game or anything. Like compared to this year or this split, like I had to think a lot and actually use my brain, and this whole new concept to me, like it's put a lot of pressure on me, and it even like I don't think I've ever felt stressed in my life. So I just developed all these new feelings, like just stressed, like I couldn't sleep sometimes too, and like it's just a lot of pressure, but I think my mental lately has been getting better, and yeah, hopefully I can start getting back in prime. So
I mean, the concept of using brain is like a pretty hard concept. So, but to add to that, yeah, I think with KISEE, one thing was that, right, like understanding that, I guess you're not like always the best, all the time, and I think that's something that helps players, because there's players that, just have this, I mean, you can call it delusion, but it's like just like this extreme self-confidence about the things. But since outside playing on the instincts all the time is not really a thing you can like go for all the time, because you're gonna
maybe can win your games, but not the whole championship.
You're gonna
right?
face people who actually give a little bit more, to that, and instincts you can't really fully like play with them. And I know it for a fact, because I'm a player who actually plays a lot based off instincts.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it is hard to develop like this way where you can base things on the instincts and as well make sure that you're thinking about what you're doing at the same time.
And like I think that happened on the series against Furia. Seal just go to the press conference and he said that he was being kind, being gentle with you guys, but this part of him was done, that he would change for the weekend against Red Canids that you guys just got a 3-1. What did he change, KISEE, on this last week? what was he doing before and what did he change to make Vivo KEYD develop and improve to get a win?
Do you remember anything?
I mean, okay. Maybe that was Sil's perspective on his kind and gentleness, but I think it was a bit different. But he did become more like serious, and he definitely like started railing us more, like, you know, just giving us the real talk, especially me. But
Aí.
yeah, kind and gentle is kind of an understatement, but I think it's good that he did all this and he like started to change. And
Ele
he
esculachou muito o KISEE, mano,
like,
em
told us
behind,
it's,
só
like,
que
do or
eles
die, you know,
cortaram, né?
'cause it is,
100%.
and he just got us
Acho
like
que foi no
back
penúltimo,
in
no
the game,
último.
like mentality wise, and yeah, the training and everything says it all, right? So I mean, not the stage games at least, but maybe the training. But
And TRYMBI, I think that works directly with you because at least from what I see in your communication, in whole team communication, basically you are the shot caller, the guy that decides pretty much everything, I would say. How that impacted you during the week, what he's needed to do. I saw Mortil saying after the victory on the interview with Rafa that
Rafa.
you just centralized everything on him. What was it for you?
I mean, yeah, Chris tries to take a lot of like responsibility on him, right? Because he's the one who feels like he's like the captain outside of the game, where like, you know, he calls the shot how like things want to be done and said. I would say for me, like, I try to not really be like the guy who calls everything, because I don't think it's the best way for the team to develop. I feel like we're still in a position where, I mean, I personally think, like from my point of view, right, that I know some things that my teammates sometimes don't truly understand, but it's not because, you know, I'm like better, smarter. I don't really mean it that way. It's just through the experience, I feel like I see some things that my teammates sometimes just don't see it, you know, and it's completely fine. I think that there's nothing wrong about it, you know, and I don't want to. I try to make sure I give my players enough space so that they can create their own plays, because I think it's way better for them if they create those and they think like they are the initiator for those, because then, you know, they truly believe in the idea. Because if I call something and I feel like sometimes we just don't understand what I truly mean by that, you know, the play is just not naturally, it's not going to be like the best play possible just because of the fact we're not on the same page, right? And when it comes to the training itself, think, yeah, for sure, I think one of the things that Chris tried to make us understand is the urgency of like where we were at. I think that after the Furia series, he just had to show us that, you know, we're nowhere the level that we've been before, and we're nowhere the level that we want to be, right? We aspire to be. So I think he wanted to show this like lack of urgency, pretty much, of, you know, the fact that if we don't just stress our ass off a little bit in training and make sure that we actually focus on the things we have to, then we're
Essa
just gonna
KEYD
lose
joga contra
and our
quem
speed
mesmo
will be
agora?
over, right?
Fúria, né?
And that was really important.
And like past week, I had some two
Vocês
co-streamers
lembram?
with us, Dinkedo and Brucer, and I think that
É
we said
PEN, na
about
verdade.
you and the champions that we would choose. Like
ISURUS.
we don't recognize Lulu and Galio being like the best option for you for VKS, not you like playing the champion in singular, you know, but like you being with those champions that is not like
É
doing
PEN contra
the engage,
Fúria
doing what needs to
e KEYD contra
to
ISURUS,
get a
então,
win.
né?
You know, like maybe you're playing Rel, Rakan, could be better. Do you agree with this, or are we being like delusional? Because we saw that for this week you have changed. You played Rakan, you played like Braum,
ISURUS ganha, viu,
I
dessa
think
KEYD.
you have played Braum, if I'm not wrong.
Acho que é 3-1 ainda ou 3-0, sendo bem honesto. Essa KEYD não tá boa, não é mais boa a KEYD, viu,
Lulu and
guys?
Galio for TRYMBI doesn't seem like the best. Like there was a game, a play actually, that you just like E forward with Galio, flash W to try to do something.
Yeah.
And we, in our opinion, we felt that it was not the best for you.
Yeah, it's not though. I think one crazy thing actually that kind of transitioned into my career is like back in 21, 22, I was actually the guy who like was not really the first engaged too. I loved being the one engaging actually, but I was always this kind of like guy who always loved to play the receiving kind of way and like making sure I'm the like second initiator slash like disruptor of the fights. I feel like since coming here and as well last year, I feel like I came more into a role of a guy who leads the team, right? That's why I think, as you guys say, like I think it's correct. Like I'm more like better to do stuff on the engaged tools because I'm the one who actually like tries to call what we have to do. But yeah, I mean, coming from my experience, I much rather be like the actual, like, you know, I love playing like champs like Galio and Lulu. That's why, like, you know, whenever I can, I try to play it. But for sure, you know, for our current playstyle, it doesn't seem always ideal to do that, just because of the fact that, you know,
Mano,
I'm the
o
one
TRYMBI
who
ele é bem
mostly
inteligente,
sees
hein?
the
Fala
angles
muito
when it
bem,
comes to
cara.
initiating, and when we don't have this kind
Essa
of
entrevista é
initiating
ele
tool,
versus
for sure,
Takeshi.
the game becomes a bit
O
harder.
TRYMBI,
but,
ele tá ali
you know,
existindo
maybe
só, tá
now
ligado?
people are gonna target me. I don't think so. There's like a lot of ego in here, I feel like, on the scene. So I think nobody really cares what I'm gonna play. So because everyone thinks they're just gonna beat us, and honestly, I'm kind of happy with that.
And KISEE, still before like the match against
Meu
Red
Deus
Canids,
do
you said
céu.
that basically 100% would be on how you like will show your performance on stage on the Red Canids. How did that that sentence like what was the impact on that on you, like you playing on the championship on this weekend and knowing that like basically your head was on the line, at least that was the impression that I had from the outside, and then you have showed that you could bring a better game. I mean,
É, mostrou naquelas, né? Sendo bem honesto.
Yeah, my head was definitely on the line for this. I'm not gonna say.
what was the impact of that on you?
I mean, I was still the same. Like, I mean, okay, I wasn't the same. There's still some pressure. There's always pressure when it comes to stage games. But I think I still like my mentality was still just taking everything Sil said, right? Just taking all the criticism and just taking everything he's saying for the good. And yeah, I just kept my head in the game. I don't think I played like my best game. Like,
The Tristana one was really good.
I mean,
I have to say it.
Man, you brought
Yeah.
like your C game, maybe.
I think that was like a B plus at best, like A. I don't know, whatever you want to rank it, but I don't think it was my best game. I think I could still do better if I just keep training and just keep my head down in the
É,
game.
nesse
and,
momento, melhor ele falar
hopefully
que foi
I
uma
can show
merda
it for
mesmo,
next
né?
And did you guys felt that Red broke after this game two? Like that you guys
Vamos ver.
get this crazy win, I would say? Do you guys like felt that Red just gone after the second game? Your first victory in the series, actually.
I mean, not necessarily. I still thought the game 3 they were doing like a lot of good stuff, and they were like they were punishing our mistakes. I think game 3 still was like in a spot where I think there were like 2-3k goal lead, and like from early / like transition into mid game. I think they could have
Jogo
also
3
won
foi o
that
que
game
o
too,
Greve
but
tava
you
de
could feel
quê
like
mesmo, guys?
they were not
Jenny?
really. I mean, I wouldn't say out of it, but I think they
Valeu,
were not
Furry.
really in like the best mood, right? Like for sure, and you could tell like the moment they started losing in the game 3, they were taking like very like risky and not really smart decisions about the things. But yeah, that's what happens when like, you know, people get on the different pages, and things that were working before now don't work due to the like the change of atmosphere, right?
And this second game, KISEE, like there was a meme going on about like you not getting a single kill in the playoffs. Like I have to ask you that. Did you feel any relief when you get a single kill on a zero in this
Cara,
game? Like, oh,
o Takeshi pergunta
finally I
muito
got
bem,
a kill
mano.
on the playoffs.
Ele
I
tá,
mean,
tipo,
to be
perguntando
totally honest-
sobre a morte de um ente querido do KISEE sem pesar o clima, tá ligado? Esse é o nível, entendeu? Porque essas perguntas são muito sensíveis, tá ligado? Porque o KISEE tava num momento da carreira dele, mano, que tava péssimo. A cabeça dele, por exemplo, ele falou, tava na reta para o Seal, entendeu? Então, mano, tá perguntando, mas ainda perguntando com classe, perguntando
Honest,
muito
I
bem.
didn't even
Palmas para o
realize that was a
Takeshi,
meme
mano, um
'cause I
ótimo
don't have social
entrevistador.
media, so, like, I didn't even know about this whole thing till like the series ended after, right? And I was getting told by everyone like, "Oh, bro, like you're like this meme, just 0 kills in like against the Furious series," and I was like, "Wait, I had 0 kills?" And then like, I mean, it's all fun and games, you know, the memes, it's cool, but I don't think I was relieved. Like, I don't really care, you know, like, but it's cool that. I mean,
And
yeah.
and like how was that in your region in Oceania before? Like how the
É isso aí,
community
tem que dar
reacts
foda-se pra
when
isso.
you play nicely and when you don't play nicely? What's the difference from like the Brazilian community to your region and also TRYMBI, KISEE? I think we have a lot of drama in here in Brazil. I
Yeah,
don't know
I mean,
if you
comparing Brazil to OC is like a major difference, right? Especially the fans, like they're very passionate, and one day you're like the most loved person, and apparently the next you're like KISEE. So, but, like this is all, it's all part of the it's all part of the game. This is just competition. You're either good or you're bad, and like I can see the perspective from the haters and the the fans. So it's all good. But in OC, like,
É que no caso dele
as I
foi
said
um caso
before, I was just
isolado,
breezing,
né?
so I was like,
Tipo assim, aqui foi uma meia-verdade. Eu entendo, nós brasileiros somos bem extremos mesmo. Em um dia você é um deus e no outro você é o capeta. Fato. Porém, entretanto, todavia, é que ele foi um caso isolado, onde ele jogou mal, entrou de férias e postou vacation mode.
I was just the
Entendeu?
king in OC, you know, so I didn't have any hate. So like, it's kind of different here.
And what
Foi uma
about you, Trini?
sequência de
In here we have
acontecimentos.
Bayano, a lot of cool streamers. In Europe, I think you guys have KEYD as the number one. How the community reacts and what's the difference for like the Brazilian community? Because right now you are like 6 months here in Brazil, right? I think you have a
Yeah,
clue.
pretty much. I mean, for me, it was a bit different because, right, I was in Rogue for 2 years. I mean, even more, right, than like transitioning to Koi. And yeah, before the Koi thing and the 23, like Rogue was like a team that, you know, I had to earn a lot to have any fans, I would say. It's a kind of a meme. And Europe were like Rogue, there was like maybe 10 fans on the cheering for us. Of course, there was a lot more, and I really appreciate every single one of them. But you could feel that, you know, you could feel that there was not really much. Comparing to like G2 and Fnatic, I knew the games would be like not the easiest from the fan perspective standpoint. Like I always knew there's gonna be a lot of shouting, and it's not gonna be for me.
Rogue
But,
era o fluxo deles, né?
like for sure when I joined Fnatic later, I could see the difference and like how fans view it. But it's still, I would say it's still way different comparing it to here, right? Like here, as KISEE said, right, fans are extremely passionate. And I think that you can see it even in the social media. I would say when it comes to social media, right, things are that I would say there's not much banter rather than just like straight up flame. I think banter here is a way different comparing to like EU. I feel like, you know, if I banter with someone, I feel like, you know, I flamed one of his like family members. That's how I feel. And
Europeu
I don't
brinca
like
bem
doing it so
diferente
because,
de brasileiro, isso é um
that's not
fato.
exactly what I truly mean. While in Europe, it's like really different. But yeah, it's also something I'm not really used to, you know. In like Europe, I was always the guy who would just banter with like the people I truly know, you know, like the friends from the scene that I played with / you know, had a good relations. So here, where like I don't really know many people, right? I don't like doing too crazy stuff. Of course, you know, you can see me. I've already been a part of some drama, sadly, in here, and I'm not really proud of it, I would say.
Ele aprendeu com
at
os
the end
erros,
of
tá
the
ligado?
day, I'm happy
Certíssimo.
with the fact that there's anything going on here, and for sure, it's kind of crazy to see that every week there's a new drama coming in. But if that's the case, then, you know, I rather be like a kind of part of it and make it more exciting rather than just, you know, stand somewhere out there and not do anything and just look at how, you know, things are developing.
And you guys consider that like Vivo KEYD right now is not ready to play the game one? Because like from what I felt, it's like it seems that the game one in the series, basically you guys are looking cold. I don't know, KISEE, if you agree with that, because sometimes it, even on the series against Loud that you guys lost the game one, like it seems that you guys are not ready to play the game one. Now you guys at least have a BO5, not a BO3 to like get the reverse sweep, I mean. And
Takeshi fez uma piada, riu e tipo, o clima ficou pesadinho ali, ó.
to like get the reverse sweep, I mean.
Que é verdade, né?
What do you
É
think about it? Do you
verdade.
think like you guys
Esse é o
have this
problema.
issue on like playing the game one on your best?
Yeah, I mean, I think our game ones are definitely not the best, as you can see from other series. But like, luckily it's a BO5, so you know we have plenty of games to spare. But hopefully we can change this for the future games, or at least for ISURUS at least, and then yeah, just try fix it and just beat every team.
And TRYMBI, I think from the last general thing about VKS that I at least see on the community is that VKS is somehow lacking a carry to step up. That could be KISEE, that could be Boal, or like even Mortius. Do you agree with it? Like you guys still need some time to develop. Who is that guy's gonna be for like this weekend against ISURUS ESTRAL? Because basically now your spot in the championship, if you guys lose, then you guys
Os
are going
carries
down.
da KEYD não são bem carries, isso é um
Somehow
fato.
VKS is lacking some courage, aura, like bravery. I don't know. You can choose the word, you know. But
I know what you mean.
like from a carry, I think you guys are lacking it.
I'm not sure. I don't know what KISEE thinks about it. But, well,
I want to hear your impressions as well.
I would say, I mean, it depends. I think since there's like quite a bit, we're trying to make sure there's like, or like I try to make sure that there's some pressure on the players, because at the end of the day, it's playoffs time, and we cannot just pretend that, you know, there's nothing on the line. And I think that for sure changes quite a bit in our play since, like, right, Mortius is a rookie now coming in. I would still say KISEE since a lot of things change. Not in his career, I would say, and like how he thinks. He's also like in like his rookie time, even though, right, of course, you've been in a major league, it doesn't really matter. And same for Bo, right, after the... But...
Será que dá pra considerar o KISEE um rookie? É que ele é novinho, mano. Deixa eu ver. A idade dele acho que é 20.
I would say is that like the typical carries that are supposed to carry, they just, I mean,
22.
we just try to make everything work
não.
together, you know. I feel like in other teams it's like individual players
Já
who like shine.
Like,
for instance, you can say, right, that in pain, like there's like Curry who always finds like a crazy engage, or like Titan who like decides to, you know, just like wake up and kill the guy, right, in game, of course, in game. And then there's like different players, right, I don't know, Tatu trying to make sure that he carries his team through, like, you know, a Lilia game or something. And I think for us, I mean, I would say right now, like the one you can truly see is, I think, the Zombies.
É bom deixar claro,
I don't think it's as flashy plays as others. And honestly, I don't really mind it, you know. I think for sure as a viewer, you would love to see flashy plays when like somebody just like completely destroys somebody 1v1 in a micro play. But I think for us, it's more like making sure we're like in a better spots, in a better positions to play as a team. And I think the Zombies brings a
Valorant
lot of that,
é depois daqui, guys. Deixa eu até mandar uma mensagem para o
I
Greve.
think people here, like at least the community, you know, I mean, I think it's normal that, you know, community is not like on the highest level of understanding game. It's completely normal. And I think, right, since that's not the case, the Zombies doesn't really like just shine. And it's same for other players. I think Mortius, to be fair though, Mortius has been having better and better games, I would say. Like I think there was a game he was like 5k ahead from bronze, or like 8 or something like this. I've never seen such a lead actually. That was kind of crazy game. But
GMF,
and it also doesn't really, I would say past 3-4 weeks, our practice/officials don't really help with the fact that there's a carry player, right? Because the morals have been a bit down, I would say, and for sure the confidence was lacking, right? Like if you have shit practice and you just come with like bad habits into game, you just feel worse and worse, you know, while playing the game, and it's not easy to then just step up and carry while you kind of doubting yourself, you know, more and more through like the daily basis. But hopefully, since now we've been having better scrims past week, hopefully this week is gonna be even better and we'll be able to.
Acho que essa KEYD ela não ganha nunca dessa ISURUS, mano.
What about you, KISEE? Like, do you agree with that thought, that sentence?
Não acho que uma semana eles vão melhorar, mano. Eles perderam moralmente contra a Red, tá ligado?
Because people are with this impression that somehow you, Boal, and Mortius are not ready to carry the game if the game is hard.
Yeah, I completely agree everything with TRYMBI is saying. Like, I don't think there's a specific carrier on the team. Like, everyone can shine at different times. Like, for example, I think Bob has very good games sometimes, and Mortius and Decimus and TRYMBI, you know. It's not like a specific player where, like, our team, like, there's a role for that where someone just steps up. I mean, maybe one time there will be, but, like, in general, I think, like, our team just wants to make everyone play on the same page and just give, like, moments for everyone, you know, to shine sometime.
And guys, now you have this match on the weekend against ISURUS Estral. TRYMBI, is Nakir and Ackerman just learn how to play the bot lane, or it was Loud just playing poorly? What is your opinion on this match against them?
I personally think Snaker stepped up quite massively. I think he had some solid games for sure, especially the Zeri one, right? I think they showcased that, you know, they're not really passengers of the team, right? I for sure think Cosiodo and especially Miro are the like two players that make this team work. I think Cosiodo is just by pure, you know, like outsmarting enemy jungler and making sure that, you know, he can, like his laners can play, and like Miro just like trying to get those like positions where he can carry from. I think that's like their main reasons as to why they're winning. And I think that, right, since they probably got some more confidence from those games, now everyone else will step up. Like, I even saw Samet was like just abusing a little bit of a tank role on the top lane department. And as we all can see, it's pretty OP, not gonna lie. It actually looks pretty strong. But yeah, honestly, I'm really excited for those games. I think that, you know, I wanna showcase that, you know, we're better as a bot lane for sure against them. And, you know, even though we did already showcase it in our
Caralho, mano, confronto pegado, hein, bot lane da KEYD e da ISURUS.
This time too, because I think
Quem
they're good
vocês
players
acham
for
melhor?
sure, but,
Para
you
mim
know,
é Even,
I don't
mano.
feel like, you know, I'm gonna get stomped by them or something. There's like, I don't see any aura from them for sure. It's like, they're alright, right? They're good players, but I want to make sure that, you know, I can set Mortius up to carry those games.
And Muriel said that he wanted to face you on the championship when he won the match. I think
I wonder why, huh?
Yeah, I wonder why. Like, do you guys know each other from before? Like, you guys play a lot of solo kills against each other. What was the reason for him to choose playing against you? In your opinion, I don't know if you have a clue.
I mean, I don't really know. Maybe
Revolta é mole. Takeshi perguntando isso porque eu acho que o que ficou na cabeça dele é, porra, o Mireu é muito bom, é o melhor do campeonato. E ele disse que quer jogar contra você. Aonde tá a lógica disso, né? Aonde que tá a lógica? Ele não entendeu.
yeah, like I don't really talk to him.
Ah, yeah.
We don't really message each other as players, right? That's just how players are, unless you like become like friends with them. But maybe I could say in scrims, like we kind of just like fight head on, you know, like just battle to the death. So maybe that's why he wants to face me. And yeah, I consider Mira a great player. I think he's a big factor in why his team has a lot of success and why they're in top 4. And
Muito bom.
yeah, hopefully we can show a good match between me and him on this coming week.
And guys, I think that's all for today. Do you want to say something for the fans, for the community?
É que vai ser aquelas frasezinhas surradas, né? De, vamos melhorar, não sei o quê. Eu vou ser sincero, guys. Eu gosto ainda dessa KEYD, mas pro próximo split. Takeshi perguntou ali e pra mim ele foi certeiro. Essa KEYD vira time, mas precisa de mais tempo. Eu acho que nesse split aqui, muito difícil o KISEE performar bem. Não sou muito, como que eu posso dizer... Eu sou meio cético quanto ao Morteus também. Eu acho que ele precisa de mais tempo, tá ligado? Vocês querem ver? Beleza, porque é sempre muito surrado, né?
After a game against Furia, I can see there was like a lot of frustration, right, with like our performances. I mean, even versus Red, right, for sure, the first 2 games didn't really showcase anything good from us, or like, yeah, was not the best place. So personally, like, I'm sorry for those games, you know, like for sure I could have done more, and I know everyone else felt that way, but I'm happy with the people that stayed with us, you know, that didn't really give up on us and still believe that we can do more than that. And hopefully I'll be able with the team to showcase it for the next weekend, because yeah, I don't want to make them feel like, you know, we're just there to be passengers. We're just there to just, you know, let the other team win and go more. I actually want to you know, try to contest for the best spots.
Falei para vocês.
KISEE,
Ouvir pro player antes de confronto é a mesma coisa que político em época de eleição. Só por
about
Só
the vacation
louco.
mode
Burro não,
activated.
NB.
Like
Só
the
louco.
fans, everyone told me to please ask you about it. What do you have to say and a message
Burro é
to
forte.
everyone that is like watching you right now?
First, I'd like to say just thank you to all the fans that have been supporting us and the haters, you know, and they are still going. And about the post, like, okay, I have to be careful with what I say, because I mean the post was just a coping mechanism for me, you know, like I like to humor and just I like to joke around when like things are like getting rough or, you know, just tough. And yeah, I did it in the wrong spot, wrong time, and it was truly one of the biggest life lessons I learned. So you guys don't have to worry about me doing something like that ever again. So yeah.
Ninguém liga mais pra essa porra desse post, não, dog. Tem que jogar bem. É isso. Tá vendo, guys? Falei. Valeu a pena ver até o final. Ouvir pro player antes de confronto e entrevista é literalmente ouvir político em época de eleição. Te juro.